Now we'll discuss this topic, under subscription of shares. It's just the reverse of oversubscription. Under subscription means suppose company issued 25,000 shares but public applied only for 20,000 shares. That is under subscription situation. But as per SEBI rule, the company must ensure a minimum subscription. That means minimum subscription of 90% of shares issued. Suppose the company issued 50,000 shares and we got applications for 45,000 shares. You must ensure minimum subscription of 90% always as per SEBI rule, that is Securities Exchange Board of India. So 90% of 50,000 means it is 45,000. In this example, we have received applications for 45,000 shares. So the company can allot shares, there is no problem, since that 90% is satisfied. You have to check this condition always for under subscription questions. Suppose the public applied only for 40,000. Can the company allot shares? No. The company cannot allot shares because that 90% of issued number is not ensured here. So always you must check whether this applied number is minimum 90% of issued number. If it is like 48,000, can the company allot shares? Yes. It should be minimum 90%. That means minimum 45,000 the public should apply. It can be more than that. Minimum should be 45. But if it goes below 45, the company cannot allot shares. So that is SEBI rule regarding minimum subscription. You have to check this in under subscription questions. Now we'll work out illustration number 21. Okay, we'll write the split it first. Okay, see whether that question is with or without under subscription. I mean with over subscription or under subscription. Because if it is over subscription, you must start with working note. For under subscription questions, no need of any working note. Directly you can write the journal. Here 40,000 we issued invited applications for 40 means we issued 40,000. The applications were received only for 37,500. Meaning is we have issued 40 but we received only for 37,500. It is under subscription. Understood? Just check whether that 90% is ensured. 90% of issued number you have to check. Issued number is 40. What is 90% of 40,000? It is 36,000. We got applications for 37,500. So we can allot shares. There is no problem. Okay. So we'll start that. And we have to first write the split it. Then write the journal. Then in that particular question, read the next sentence. Ashok, to whom 1,000 shares were allotted, he is one of the shareholders. He did not pay allotment money and also the first and final call. Sohan, who had applied for 500 shares, did not pay the first and final call. Those two sentences are new for you. What is the meaning of one of the shareholders did not pay allotment or did not pay first and final call? That is called, the term is called calls in arrears. When the shareholder fails to pay any of the installments, that term is called calls in arrears. We are not getting the amount from shareholder. So it is in arrears. So it is receivable for the firm. So it is an asset for the firm. And we know that assets must be always debited. Understood? Calls in arrears means the amount which the shareholder fails to pay. It can be any installment. It can be allotment, first call, second call and so on. But they will pay application. For sure they will pay application because otherwise they can't apply. So application they will pay. Then other installments sometimes they fail to pay. In that case it is termed as calls in arrears. So from company's point of view it is receivable amount. So it is an asset for the firm. Since it is receivable, it is an asset. It should be debited. So here in this question we have calls in arrears at the time of allotment, at the time of first call also there is calls in arrears. Understood? So calls in arrears, it's a new account and we have to include this in your basic entry. Just like we included SPR, Securities Premium Reserve, we have to now include this new account calls in arrears. Question is where to include. Calls in arrears always will be written with the term bank. Understood? It should be always written with which term? It should be opened with the term bank. And here where will you write this calls in arrears? With allotment and with first and final call. Did you understand? It should be opened with the term. This is what you have to remember. This should be opened with the term bank. Calls in arrears opened with the term bank and it will be debited being an asset. Okay, so now we'll start the question. Illustration 21. We'll write the split up first. It is face value is 10 and we are collecting in installments, application, allotment and first and final call. The application per share is 3,343. So it is altogether 10. Journal entries will start. Give column headings. The first journal is bank account. So you have to remember to include calls in arrears, that is with allotment and final call. So here there is no change. Bank account debtor to share application. Now on which shares or on how many shares you will get the application money? Can you collect on 40? No, because though you allotted them 40, they have applied only for 37,500. So they will pay only on 37,500. So for under subscription questions, everywhere in every journal entry, you will be considering the undersubscribed number. Undersubscribed number means that 37,500. Whereas if it is oversubscription question, you can look into the working note and do. And there also what did we do? First journal entry, we took the higher number. Like there you took 25,000 in the first journal. Rest everywhere you have taken 20,000 shares. Here for every journal entry starting from the first, you will be taking the undersubscribed number. That is 37,500 in this question. So it is 37,500 into the application per share is 3. So 1,12,500 that we will receive as application money. Okay. Then write the narration, application money received. Second one is share application account debtor to share capital. You can write the same amount, 1,12,500. Then the next installment is allotment. How much we are collecting? It's 4 per share. And allotment, when you write, what you have to remember is, here we have calls in arrears, but it will be opened with which term? The bank. So only with bank entry you will write calls in arrears. Now due entry, there is no change. Share allotment account debtor to share capital. If you have premium, that you have to write here, to securities premium. Here we don't have. So it is 37,500 into the allotment money is 4 per share. So the amount is 1,50,000. Then next one is the bank entry. The receipt entry is what we have to write. That time you must remember to open calls in arrears. With bank term you must open calls in arrears. So the entry will become compound entry. Bank account debtor, you just leave one line. Write the usual entry, that is bank account debtor to share allotment. Now we'll include calls in arrears with this entry. Being an asset, calls in arrears must be debited. This is how you have to add calls in arrears account. Understood? With bank entry, you will add calls in arrears and it must be debited because it is receivable amount. It is an asset for the company. So, we will debit it. Then, why we wrote it with allotment journal entry? Because here calls in arrears is coming with allotment. Then with first call also we will write. That person didn't pay allotment and first call money. So, with both entries, you will have to write calls in arrears. Okay, this is how you have to write. Okay, now how to write the amounts? Share allotment. Just look into the previous entry. There also we have share allotment. Take the same figure. So we'll write 1,50,000. Calls in arrears means what we did not receive. On how many shares Ashok is not paying the allotment money? You should take the figures carefully. Ashok is not paying on 1,000 shares. What is he fails to pay? Or what does he fails to pay? He fails to pay the allotment money of 4 per share on 1,000 shares. So calls in arrears will be 4,000. So the rest will be 1,46,000. Balance you can write for back. Understood? This is how you have to compute the calls in arrears. In your textbook, they haven't written this calls in arrears account, but their bank figure is 1,46,000. You must write like this. This is easy for you. So 1,000 shares, on that he didn't pay the allotment. Allotment per share is 4. It's how we got 4,000. The next entry is the first and final call entry. So due entry we'll write first. There also calls in arrears is there, but that will be opened with bank account only. So share first and final call account debtor to share capital account so the calculation will be 37,500 into 3. Now you can write the bank entry. That time you must write calls in arrears also. But you must remember all these. Bank account, debtor, calls in arrears also must be debited. So calls in arrears account, debtor to share first and final call. How to write the amounts? Share first and final call. The same account you can see here in the previous entry. Share first and final call 1,12,500. So you write the same. It is 1,12,500. Now calls in arrears. You read the question once again. Here Ashok didn't pay allotment and first and final call. At the same time Sohan did not pay first and final call. So there are two shareholders who failed to pay the first call. First and final call. So you have to add those two amounts and take calls in arrears. Ashok didn't pay on how many shares? On 1,000 shares. What he didn't pay? He didn't pay the first and final call. That is 3 per share. Plus Sohan didn't pay the first and final call on 500 shares. That is 500 into 3. So 1,500 and 3,000. It is 4,500. So balance will be 1,08,000. The bank figure, the balance you can take, it is 1,08,000. So here you have to add and take because there are two shareholders who failed to pay the first call, and when you multiply, you should take the first call figure. Don't go and take allotment figure and all. Here they failed to pay the first call. First call per share is 3. So now the question is over. So this is how we have to do calls in arrears. And here this is a question with under subscription. Okay, so we can just close this, write the narration and close. Then in your textbook they have written working note for this calculation. That is not needed because we are opening calls in arrears and showing. So this way you can write. No working note needed for this calculation. Okay. We'll work out one more question under the same method. Exercise question we'll work out. Exercise number 25 given on page 8.115. Exercise 25. Okay, read the question first. Green Limited issued 8,000 shares. It is in installments. All money was duly received. Okay, this is how we are receiving. Balance sheet we are not preparing now. Journal we will do. First you have to see whether it is oversubscription question, because we have to do working note for that. Issued 8,000 shares, nothing is mentioned. So it is neither oversubscription nor undersubscription. Company issued 8,000, the public subscribed for 8,000. No oversubscription. At the same time, there is no undersubscription also. Then it is written like this. A who holds, A means one of the shareholders. He is holding 250 shares, that's the number. Paid nothing after application. Paid nothing after application means he paid only after application. So what he didn't pay is allotment, first call, then is there any second call? Yes, second call also. So he didn't pay allotment, first call and second call. Meaning is there is calls in areas with allotment, with first call and with second call. Okay. It is given in an indirect way. Then B who holds 500 shares paid nothing after allotment. Meaning is he didn't pay first call and second call. So again there is call scenarios for first call and second call. Then C didn't pay anything after first call means he didn't pay the second call. So there is call scenarios with second call. So we'll have to add these figures and take. Every time we will have to add and take. Okay, so we'll see that. Journal we'll start. No working note needed. Directly we can start. Write the split up first. Rupees 10 is the face value given. After that, did you see one sentence like rupees 5 called? 10 is the face value or actual value, but are we calling? Calling means are we asking them to pay entire 10 now? No, we are asking the shareholders to pay only 5. We are collecting only 5 now. You understood? Though 10 is the face value, now we are collecting only 5. And that 5 we are collecting like this. 2 on application, 1 on allotment, then 1 each. Is it 1 each? 2 on application? Yes. 1 on allotment, then there is one more call. So this is application, allotment, first call, second and final call. This is the split up. Always you must write the split up first. So only 5 we are collecting, that you must remember. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now we'll start. So remember there is call scenarios in the question. It must be opened with the term bank. Anyways, the first entry will be same. Application, there is no call scenarios. There will not be any call scenarios with application. So bank account debtor to share application. The number of shares 8,000 into application per share is 2. So 8,000 into 2, 16,000. Then the next is share application account debtor to share capital account. It is 16,000. Then next one is the allotment due entry. With allotment receipt entry, you have to write call scenarios. Here it is share allotment account debtor to share capital. There is no premium. You have to check that. So it is 8,000 into 1. So 8,000 is your allotment due entry, due amount. Then when you receive the amount, you must write calls in arrears. It is bank account debtor, calls in arrears account debtor to share allotment. Okay, how will you write the figures? What should we do first? Share allotment, you just see the previous entry. What is allotment figure there? 8,000. Take the same and write. It is 8,000. Next, we have to write calls in arrears. Read the question. Who didn't pay allotment? A, who is holding 250 shares, paid nothing after application, means A didn't pay allotment. B and C have paid allotment. So A didn't pay allotment money and A is holding how many shares? A is holding 250 shares. What is allotment per share? 250. So it is 250 into 1, 250. So the balance we can write for bank, that is 7,750. Understood? Write the narration and close. The next is the first call. Share first call account debtor to share capital account. It's on 8,000 shares into what is first call per share? That is 1 per share again. So 8,000. You just see the split it and do. Now we'll receive the amount. That time you have to write calls in arrears. So it is bank account debtor, calls in arrears account debtor to share first call. Share first call, you take the same amount, that is 8,000. Okay, now calls in arrears. A didn't pay first call, isn't it? He paid only application. So he didn't pay the first call. Then what about B? He didn't pay, he paid nothing after allotment, means he didn't pay the first call. Whereas the other one paid nothing after first call, means he has paid the first call. Don't get confused. Read the sentence once again. Read it carefully. So here meaning is A and B didn't pay the first call. So A is holding 250 shares and per share is 1. So into 1. B is holding how many shares? 500 shares. So 500 into 1. So it's 500 plus 250, 750. And so the balance we can write for bank, that is 7,250. Understood? This is how you have to take the calls in arrears figure. Then we have one more call, no? Yes, second and final call is there. So we'll write the entries for that. It is share second and final call account debtor to share capital. It's 8,000 into 1, isn't it? Again, it's 1 per share. Yes. So 8,000. Then the receipt entry we'll write. That is bank account debtor, calls in arrears account debtor to share second and final call. Second and final call you just take from the previous entry, that is rupees 8,000. Copy the same. Calls in arrears, you read the question for that. All three didn't pay the second and final call. So A is holding 250 shares. He didn't pay 1 per share. B is holding 500 shares. He also didn't pay. C is holding 1,250 shares, he also didn't pay the second and final call. So just add and take, it is 750 plus 1,250. So that will be 2,000 calls in arrears. So bank will be 6,000. Okay. So only till second call we have, isn't it? Yes. Because we are collecting only 5, though the total face value is 10. So we received the final call money also. Now you can close the journal. So this is how you have to include calls in arrears in the question. Always remember, you must open it with term bank. Then while you compute the figures, you have to add and take like this. You have to see how many shareholders failed to pay first call or second call, and you have to add and take calls in arrears.